Well, a very good day, YouTubers, and I hope you've been keeping well. This past couple of weeks have been packed for myself and Lisa. Not last weekend, but the weekend before, I took Lisa away for a weekend in Chester, a city that I last visited 8 years ago at the end of season 1 of Travels by Narrowboat, where I cruised into the town, moored up, and then visited the old Harker's Arms, a pub right by the canal, where I effectively ended the first season. Enjoyed a pint of blueberry ale. I told Lisa about visiting there 8 years previously, and she wanted to buy me a pint. They didn't have any blueberry ale, but they had plum porter, which I enjoyed very much. We stayed in a gorgeous apartment right in the city centre, and it was great to show Lisa, the various sights of Chester. We walked the wall all the way around the city, and also showed her the Canal and Molox and Ellesmere Port, where we bumped into Steve and his dog Smudge from the Narrowboat channel Life Aboard Amy Jo. Now to this week's recipe, and I'm going to be making something that I'd never heard of, but Lisa suggested it, and yeah, it looks fabulous, and it's extremely quick to prepare and cook, and it's called Shakshuka. It's traditionally a North African dish, though it has spread to other areas with its own adaptations, but this recipe is very straightforward and looks very colourful and delicious. For this I need 1 onion, some garlic. I'm going to use half of this bowl because I do like garlic. 2 tins of cherry tomatoes, a large-ish red pepper. This has some nice yellows and greens in it as well. 3 free-range eggs. Now, I did have 3 of these, but one rolled off the worktop, so I've replaced it with an Aldi free-range egg, because these free-range eggs are from Lisa's own chickens. Yes, Lisa has chickens. There's 4 of the lovely ladies. This one's called Stroppy Poppy, and she believes she's a cockerel, and that's as far as I'll go. There's also Petunia, who was ravaged by a fox several years ago, and is fully recovered, but she now spends most of her time incubating not only her eggs, but the other chickens' eggs as well. I'm also going to add some paprika for colour and taste, and about half a teaspoon of cumin. I'm just going to crush that up slightly in the pestle and mortar to release the flavours and aroma, and also some chopped fresh coriander. Finally, as this is a spicy dish, though you don't have to make it spicy, I'm going to be chopping up very finely some red chilies, and these chilies were grown by Lisa herself and dried out. Let's get cooking then, and this is exactly my kind of recipe because it uses just 1 pan, and into there I'll put a nice bit of olive oil. Light the burner, and we'll start by chopping up the onion, garlic and red pepper. I'm going to finely chop these, slice them thin, and then chop them up. They can go in the oil. And then the garlic. Yeah, when I first visited Lisa's house, I was just amazed how incredible everything was, especially the garden. and that she had chickens. I mean, Lisa has her own life. She's very much all sorted, independent, has her own house. Yeah. Though that didn't stop one person sending me a, well, I don't know if I'd call it a comment or not. It was more like a life advice, and it essentially warned me that I should be very wary, specifically of Lisa, as you know, being a woman. You know, she'll have her own agenda. Everything that she'll ask me to do or sort of guide me in doing will be for her own sort of her own selfish, twisted ends, all this kind of thing. And oh right, okay, you know, I mean, ultimately, what an insulting comment, but not just for me. You know, I wasn't born yesterday, but insulting for Lisa as well. So yeah, there's not really anything I can say that I could put on YouTube, but yeah, thanks for that. Let's get that in there. And then the pepper, which I shall sort of break apart, extract the stem, and I'm going to cut it into, oh, ow. And that'll go in the pan as well. There's me going on last time about people worrying when I use a knife, and explaining that it looked odd because I'm left-handed, and I've just gone and nicked the end of my finger. Nothing major, but yeah. I'm now going to take a pestle and mortar. I bought this one from IKEA, £14. It's marble, which means unlike a granite pestle and mortar, you don't have to season it every now and again, you know, which involves grinding up, you know, herbs and spices to remove the dust from the granite. This is marble, doesn't require any seasoning. And into that I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of cumin. You don't want too much. And I'm going to extra carefully finely chop the chilies, Lisa's chilies. I did try half of one, as I said. Yeah, it was hot, and I'll put those in the pestle together with the cumin, and I'm going to give them a good little shufty. I don't want to turn them to powder, but I just want to extract the flavours, especially from the seeds of the chilli, and break open the cumin seeds as well. And I'll put those in the pan. I'm going to throw in the 2 tins of cherry tomatoes. No need to add any water, as there's plenty of juice. Into that I'm going to add a nice bit of paprika. I won't go too mad, but it does give the dish a nice rich red colour, and yeah, the paprika peppery flavour. I'm going to bring that to a boil and then turn it down to a simmer and finally chop that up. And I'll put that straight in there. That's coming to the boil, so I'm now going to turn it down and I'm going to leave it to simmer for 5 minutes. And I'll put the lid on. While that's simmering, yeah, it's sort of struck me that, I mean, I wasn't in a relationship for so long, I'd forgotten what being in a relationship was like. Beforehand, you know, it was just me. I was a team of one, and you know, my days basically in my life consisted of living on Aslan, a little bit of cruising now and again, less you know, recently I'm now on the Lancaster. I'd come back here I really wanted to settle down. And yeah, I was responsible for everything that happened in my life. And yeah, and since I met Lisa, I mean, she's a great comfort, and it's very good to share, you know, your life, you know, ups and downs and so on. She's also very good at coming up with ideas, and I have a huge long list of videos, whereas beforehand I was sort of struggling to think of things to come up with. I won't deny that. But yeah, I now have a huge long list of videos. One of them, you may have noticed, after I painted the boat and took along the canal, the solar panels were missing. That's because the old solar panels, they were awful really. Didn't suit the boat at all. Just big, thick metal, black things, alloy round the edge. So I'm going to replace those with you know, the more modern, thin, bendy ones, which will fit flat to the roof, entirely black, none of the white edge of some of the flexible ones. And yeah, and I'll have more wattage as well. I used to have 140 watts of solar. I'm now going to have 200. So I'll be ordering those soon, and then I'll be fitting those in a video. Now we come to the most involved part of the dish, and that's poaching the eggs, and they're going to poach in the sauce. I like a runny yolk, as poached eggs normally are, but if you like the yolk firmer, then you just cook them for longer. So straight in with one of Lisa's chicken's eggs. And we essentially let those cook away in the sauce, but that's the theory. These are coming along well. And so's the sauce. We're there, and as a finishing touch, I'm going to just add some more chopped fresh coriander on top. Not too much, we don't want to hide the dish, but it will give us the final lovely bit of colour. And let's plate this up. Well, I shall attempt, well, quite easily get one of the eggs out. I'll have two of the eggs. The yolk is still runny, as far as I can tell. And then we want that lovely, rich, flavoursome tomato sauce. Wow, that's thickened up lovely. Well, this is a scrummy looking dish. Nice tiny bit of spice, bit of heat from Lisa's chilies. Let's try one of these eggs. Still runny, not massively runny. But I was going by the egg white. So the yolk was how I like it, but the egg white was still going. So maybe I should have put the lid on the pan, and it would have sort of steamed and boiled the egg. Oh, but the combination flavours of the egg, and the tomato sauce, and the coriander, and those chilies. And you can taste the paprika as well. Oh my, that is superb. Can you see it in there? I'm not just saying that because I cooked it. It is superb. And traditionally, this is breakfast, lunch in North Africa. Or dinner. Or as I've been told, as they say in the north, tea. You have your dinner at lunchtime and your tea at dinner time. When in Rome. Right, there you are then. That's Shakshuka, a traditional North African dish. So yeah, that's it for now for this video. Just yeah, keep an eye out soon for a solar panel fitting video. Depending on time and the weather, it may be the next video or it might be the one after the next one. I'll probably might do another cooking video next time, which will be a chili, my own take on chili con carne. Remember, it's my own take on chili con carne. It won't be an authentic chili con carne. But yeah, the weather at the moment is amazing. It's late October and the sun's out. It's mild. I've got the front doors of the boat open. I'm wearing a t-shirt. There's no fire going. October does sort of traditionally tend to have some, well, of late, the last sort of 5 years or so, you get some nice sunny spells. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy some more of this and look after yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Cheers for now.